In the small, sleepy town of Ravenwood, there was a legend of the Hollow Man. Children whispered about him on the playground, and adults spoke of him in hushed tones at the local diner. The legend was that the Hollow Man would appear only on the foggiest nights, when the moon was hidden and the air was thick with mist. He was said to be a tall, shadowy figure with hollow eyes that glowed faintly in the dark. One particularly foggy night, a young girl named Emily, curious and brave, decided to uncover the truth behind the legend. She took her flashlight and ventured out into the dense fog, ignoring her parents' warnings and the uneasy feeling in her stomach. As she walked through the deserted streets, the only sounds were her footsteps and the occasional hoot of an owl. Emily headed towards the old, abandoned mansion on the edge of town, which was rumored to be the Hollow Man's lair. The mansion was a decaying relic from a bygone era, its windows shattered and its doors hanging ajar. The fog seemed to grow thicker as she approached, swirling around her like ghostly fingers. As she stepped onto the creaky porch, the temperature seemed to drop. Emily's breath came out in frosty puffs, and she shivered. Summoning all her courage, she pushed open the door and entered the mansion. Inside, the air was musty, and the floorboards groaned under her weight. The flashlight beam cut through the darkness, revealing cobwebs, broken furniture, and eerie portraits, with eyes that seemed to follow her. Emily made her way to the grand staircase, each step echoing through the silence. She reached the second floor and walked down the long hallway, stopping in front of a door that seemed different from the others. It was slightly ajar, and a faint, eerie glow emanated from within. Taking a deep breath, Emily pushed the door open. The room was filled with a cold, unnatural light, and at the center stood the Hollow Man. He was just as the legend described, tall, shadowy, with hollow eyes that glowed faintly. He turned to face her, and Emily felt a chill run down her spine. "Who are you?" she managed to whisper, her voice trembling. The Hollow Man tilted his head, his hollow eyes seeming to pierce through her. "I am the Keeper of Forgotten Souls," he replied, his voice a raspy whisper. "Those who wander into the fog never return." Emily's heart pounded in her chest as she realized the gravity of her mistake. She tried to back away, but the Hollow Man raised a hand, and the door slammed shut behind her. The room grew colder, and she felt an invisible force pulling her towards him. "Please, let me go," she begged, tears streaming down her face. The Hollow Man's hollow eyes seemed to soften for a moment. "You are brave, child," he said softly. "But the fog has claimed you. You are now a part of Ravenwood's legend." With those words, the light in the room intensified, and Emily felt herself being engulfed by it. Her screams echoed through the mansion, but no one was there to hear them. When the light finally faded, the room was empty. The Hollow Man had vanished, and so had Emily. The next morning, the fog lifted, and the townspeople of Ravenwood went about their day, unaware of the night's events. But those who knew the legend noticed something different. A new portrait had appeared in the old mansion, depicting a young girl with a terrified expression and hollow eyes that glowed faintly in the dark. And so the legend of the Hollow Man continued, with a new soul added to his collection, forever trapped in the foggy nights of Ravenwood.